Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on Chainlink. Wanted to do a full video. I'm back from vacation. 10 days was a little bit of a radio silence, so hopefully you did not miss me too much. But I was looking at I was looking at crypto at the market this morning, and I saw Chainlink, and I saw the incredible strength we have seen, which I did make a video on. Saturday or Friday, but before I went at the beginning of August. But that strength that we saw back then has continued, and that's first of all great to see, because I think Chainlink is a project that really deserves that. And I think they've developed some great products and some great infrastructure that's actually being used, and that's actually innovative, at least in the crypto space. So I'm a big fan of the project. I have bought this in the past quite often as well. Although I sold much too early, because I was sold at the beginning of July. So yeah, that's a shame. But they also had that news about starting a reserve, which right now there's $3.7 million sitting in that, which is not very much, and they've also not bought that much since the start. But still, I mean, it's millions of dollars that are not going to enter the market anymore, and it's 150,000 Link tokens right now. That will, at least for the foreseeable future, not enter the market, right? So that's great to see, and in a sense, it's also money that most likely will never enter the markets again, or at least not in a way that will cause selling pressure. So that's all great, and it's a great project, and I think Ethereum, even though it's been under some pressure in the last week, it's still incredibly strong if you compare it to the market. And Chainlink sometimes is seen as Ethereum beta, because it's integrated in so many Ethereum applications and Ethereum protocols. So that's great to see as well. But right now we are in a little bit of a predicament, right? And I'll tell you why. I mean, first of all, if you zoom all the way out, we are extremely bullish, right? I mean, if you look at the 3-day time frame, if you look at the daily time frame, we are bullish. We're still making higher highs, and there's also not major bearish divergences. I mean, there is a divergence with the RSI. And the RSI is making lower highs while the open interest is making higher highs, which is normally not a great sign. But what I always say when I see something like that is, all right, well, what is the volume doing? And the volume is actually still incredibly high. So that is a confirmation for me that at least technically we still have a lot of momentum. And even though there's been quite a lot of bearish pressure in the markets, Link is still holding the 7-day rolling VWAP. The thing though is that the fundamentals are under pressure, right? Today we have a speech by Jerome Powell. If the outcome of that, I think the fundamental bearish pressure that causes, in combination with us being at a major resistance level, which you should not forget either, we're at the main resistance level that held the prices down in January and December last year. I think that combination can be not disastrous, but can cause some bearish pressure. I think the worst case scenario right now for Link is that we're going to get into a consolidation. I don't see us dumping, right? And it's also very unlikely, or it barely happens, that we that from an uptrend, which we clearly still are in right now, that we're instantly going to get into a downtrend. So I think what it very much depends on for Link right now is the market, and I hold a slightly cautious view on the market, right? So therefore I would say it's most likely that we are going to remain strong, but that we're going to get into a consolidation, right? So that we're going to drop down into $23, that we're going to drop down into $21 and $20.5 potentially. That from there we'll find support, and that we'll find stability, which Link finds and has gone into very often. So I think this is slightly more likely, but it's always a probability, right? So I would say this has about a 70% probability. But if we get good news, if the fundamentals are good, and if all of a sudden the probability of getting a rate cut in September is very high again, I think this uptrend is going to continue, and I think we can easily rally into that next resistance level at $30. So it depends on that. I don't think this is most likely. If this happens, I was wrong. I'm fine with that. But I will definitely keep you updated on this, because it depends a lot on what happens today and the weekend, and the reaction of the market to that. So I'll be back, but for now I think that's what you need to know. So thank you for watching. Take care, and bye.